Welcome, friends, to Congregation of Dot Reims weekly meditation Minyan. Those gathered here today know me. If you are watching on YouTube, I am Daphne Steinberg. I am a Dot Reim congregant. I will be lay leading today's meditation. Thank you for joining us. 4 Jewish women get together each week to play cards. At one weekly game in the middle of play, one lady says with a sigh, "Oy." A second chimes in, "Oy vey." The third lady then says, "Oy vey is mir." And the fourth lady, clearly exasperated, declares, "I thought we agreed we weren't going to talk about our children today." Yesterday was April Fool's Day. Its exact origins remain a mystery, but for centuries, the holiday, such as it is, has been celebrated throughout the world by playing practical jokes on one another. In a world where there's so much adversity and misery, it's important to remember to laugh too. That doesn't mean we should poke fun at war or discrimination, terrorism, or any number of other consequential matters, but it's okay, and indeed even advisable from time to time, to stop taking everything so seriously. Jews enjoy a rich tradition of making people laugh. In the late 1960s, New York psychologist Samuel Janis embarked on a decade-long study of why Jews dominated the American comedy circuit. Although Jews only constituted 3% of the US population, they accounted for 80% of the nation's professional comedians back then. There is no hard and fast definition of what Jewish humor is, but one might say that it goes back to the Bible itself. How so? Genesis chapter 10 details by name in 32 verses the many family members of Noah's sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Genesis chapter 11 begins thusly, quote, "Now the entire earth was of one language and uniform words," close quote. Chapter 11, verses 4, 5, and 6 describe the building of the Tower of Babel, God's descent from heaven to see it, and God's concern that if the people are this united, they will be unstoppable. So, in verse 7, God says, "Come, let us descend and confuse their language, so that one will not understand the language of his companion," from which there is the thought that this is how different languages within the world originated. Now, anyone who's experienced a misunderstanding born out of a language barrier knows upon reflection how funny such situations can be. Gotta say, pretty clever, God. Way to go. Among the many varieties of meditation is a type called laughter meditation. In a blog post on Chopra.com, Melissa Eisler, a leadership coach, notes that laughter meditation has many healing benefits. There is a cost, she writes, when you don't give yourself the opportunity to experience pleasure, fun, and frivolity. Laughter meditation invites you to set aside your serious adult ways and enjoy being funny, helping you to remember the important element of lightness. In her blog post, April's Intention, Be the Fool, Erin Cummings, founder of Yes Yoga in Sugar Land, Texas, writes, quote, "Mindfulness, meditation, and self-development don't have to be silent and still." In the spirit of April Fool's Day and the long history of Jewish comedy, we're going to engage in a brief laughter meditation before we move into silence. To begin, let your body relax in your chair and let your limbs just hang down and let your gaze mellow. Because we are going to laugh, give some attention to your mouth. Move your upper and lower jaws around a bit, like this. to loosen them up. Now we'll smile, take a deep breath, and begin laughing by saying, ha, ha, ha. Now, this may feel forced at first, but most people find that it organically gives way to authentic laughter. We'll do this 3 times for 10 seconds each. If you don't think it will be distracting, feel free to unmute your microphones. So I invite everyone, if you want to unmute. Let's begin. So we'll go, ha, 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 ha. And now pause. And ha, 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 ha. And pause. And once again, ha, 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 ha. I'll ask everyone to please mute themselves again. I hope you feel nice and loose now. We'll meditate quietly now for the next 12 minutes or so. I invite you to think about happiness while we sit. Have fun, everyone. Friends, our silent meditation period has ended. I invite you to come back into the room and bring your awareness back to our space together and just shake out a little bit. I hope you, excuse me, I hope you found this somewhat unorthodox exercise interesting and beneficial. I will metaphorically send you all on your way with one more rib tickler. Sam is a devout Jew who never misses daily meditation, daily meditation. Look at me. Sam is a devout Jew who never misses daily minyan. One day, he's at temple, and breaking in his prayers, he says, God, I've never asked for anything, but I'd really like to win the lottery. He comes to Minyan the next day, and he prays, saying, I've never asked for a favor, God, and I work hard to glorify your name. I helped build this synagogue. I support the Jewish people locally and around the world. I don't get it. I asked for one thing, and you can't make it happen? He comes back the next day, and it's the same story. Help me understand. Why won't you grant me this one favor, God? I ask for so little, just once. I really wanted your help, God. All of a sudden, there's a clap of thunder and a flash of lightning, and a booming voice says, Sam, help me out. Buy a ticket. Thank you for joining me, friends. This ends today's meditation on a high note.